I'll talk about my Grasshopper setup, visual setup today in this video. So let's start to have some components. For instance, if I am trying to draw, let's draw a circle and let's try to input that one. So the first thing that we'll be doing will be grabbing a curve, right? So I'll grab this curve and put this in. And within this curve, what I see is it's not red because black is overriding on the red. And when I select this, it's green. I'll be explaining this in a second. But before we jump into that, I want to show you this component. This is called bifocals. And it's an important component where you put the names of the components on top of each component. And it is easy to follow the tutorials if I'm watching the tutorials. And it's easier for the audience if you are sharing your video files or sharing your scripts with them. But I'm not only using bifocals, I'm also using the display options like this. I'll be talking about that one too. So whenever we get these components in default in Grasshopper, we have the name of these components, right? We have the shortcut of the name, like it's CRV now for the curve, but if I grab kind of an extrude component, what I have is the initials of the inputs like base profile or direction vector and the initial of the output, E meaning extrusion. Also what I see here, A, B, C, D, E, EXTR as the name of the component, and I would also see the extrude name on top of my component since I'm using bifocals. But if we are using in this fashion, you may say, oh, why would we need bifocals? I can come over here, I can say draw full names. This is great because now we have more control since I have like the base as the name, full name, direction, and obviously I can hover over to see, I can change what I can add. But also when I add this now, I can see the name of the components. However, if I convert this to draw icons, I can't have the icons of the components and the names on top of them. So if I go to the surface, if I go to the freeform, you see this is the small image, the small sign or icon that I see here. This may be important in some of the tutorials as you're following. So you may see people are using this, but if you don't have this, and if you don't have this, you may see, oh, what is this component? It's especially at the beginning, it might be hard. So what I suggest you to do, draw icons, draw full names, and have the bifocals. I'll be having a link to this component into the video description. So if I connect this, what I start to see nothing, I can get a Z component, I can get 10 here. Okay, just to show you what it's going to look like. So it's basically now showing me a red color. This is also important because when we want to see these colors or when we want to change these colors, it's pretty easy in Grasshopper 2. So before we go into the changing colors, let's try to zoom in here and understand what's happening. Please also ask questions or drop your questions below of this video. I will run Q&A sessions to answer your questions about the interface, about your projects, about whatever you're doing in Grasshopper. And lastly, you can always join my Skool community where you would have free Grasshopper courses, community support, and you can talk to me one-on-one in the community as well. So there are a couple of things to visualize geometries in Grasshopper. First, if you click here, you would see that it's not going to draw anything despite the fact that it's still generating the geometry. If you select this, it will create that geometry in wireframe. If you select this, it will create the geometry in shaded view. Maybe 10 is not that good, so we can make this I don't know, 100 so that we see more, But these three buttons are working with these two buttons in hand to hand, meaning if I select this and draw this view window, everything that I see outside of my window won't be visualized. The components that I have inside of this window would be only visualized. If I pull this in, if I pull this out, you see I only see this one, but it's overwritten with black, so you don't see that one too. But if I take this and maybe we double click and then say offset surface, give it a value, not this here, offset surface, and if we say 25 as the distance, if I pull this in, I start to see this in. If I pull this out, I see that it's going out. And this goes along with this button too. So if I click on this, I see things inside of this window as wireframe. Since I select the preview setting as a wireframe, I can select this, draw any preview geometry, turn this off, turn this on. Okay, so I can put this back in and out. When you click escape, you escape, meaning you turn that off. We can go back to this. This is quite useful. This shows when this button is activated, it only draws the preview for the selected components. This one, and this one. So it only selects, shows the component when they are selected. You can select multiple components for sure. Right next to it, we can change the preview settings. So the normal means unselected version, selected means green. In this case, my component is selected and it's green. If I track this here, now it's blue. And if we unclick this, we see the things that are not selected but open or previewed on. We see them reddish, so I can convert this into pinkish by dragging this, or you can play around with this one too. And click OK. And this is how we preview things. Obviously, one thing here, how you are viewing or the quality of your previews. If you zoom into here, what I'm seeing is there are some kinks, right? And if I say high quality, you see it increases the resolution, document quality, custom quality, you can set your quality up, and edit custom quality, you can change that as well. But for now, I can go back to, obviously disable meshing. It will turn everything into wireframe. So that's pretty much it in this short video. I wanted to show you all this. I hope it's helpful. And if you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll see you in my Skool community. See you.